Hello everyone, Brave Belly here. Today on the channel, we're going to be eating and reviewing the entire box, this entire 24-hour menu, the Armed Forces of Mongolia. Hope you guys brought your appetite because you know I did. Without further ado, let's get the show on the road. All right, guys, so here we have it, the military armed forces of Mongolia. I've tried this before. This is their 24-hour combat ration. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're going to give it all a try. So, guys, buckle in. It's a long episode. We're going to have to heat all this up and eat it, okay? So, I've had this before. I actually reviewed this on my channel. I loved it so much. I ordered another box. These are definitely hard to come by. This goes for about 150 USD, just in case you're curious. And this is set to expire in 2026. Box in... February 2025. So this is considered fresh, all right, for military rations. Let's go. And the other thing I must say about this box, basically so much character. This looks like one of those monthly subscription boxes that are super trendy nowadays. All right, we have the digital camouflage, puts me in the mood, all right, puts me in the military mindset, which I already have, but definitely exciting for me. I just wanted to show you guys the full ability of this box, if you will. It's also like a little, crave case, one of those suitcases. There you go, like one of those crave cases from White Castle with burgers, all right? But this has food to sustain you for combat. All right, so it's all written in Cyrillic. I do not speak Cyrillic, but it's fine. I'm about to open everything up and see what's inside. We're just gonna eat everything. All right, so we just want to show you the graphics up close. That's like one of their seals, I guess. And it's hard to, I don't know what that is. And we're just gonna go right into it. Oh, by the way, today's knife, it's gonna be this. This knife is made by Kizlyar out of Russia, out of the Dagestan area. The name of this knife is the Burgut. Check that out, all right? It's based on a knife called a Pchak, I believe, or Pchuk, something like that, based out of Uzbekistan. And they say this knife is made for the Uzbek Special Forces. I don't know if that's just marketing. Maybe this was just like a gift or something like that from Kizlyar to them. Not too much information, so I really doubt this is like an active duty type of knife. But nonetheless, look how beautiful it is as far as style, as far as like how the blade and the handle look. And I thought it'd be fitting to eat alongside with this Mongolian. It has kind of like an Asiatic feel to it, all right? Just a touch of that vibe, if you will. All right, so let me know in the comments if you're in the Mongolian military, what kind of knives and bayonets you use. I'd definitely be curious. Probably the AK-74 bayonet, if I'm not mistaken, but let me know in the comments. So we'll be using this knife if we need it. And also stay tuned for more episodes. If you're interested in knives, this puppy just came in. I'm not gonna take it out the sheet. I'm gonna review it with a Brazilian ration because this is a beautiful Brazilian knife that you get when you finish their jungle warfare school, something like that. It's called Chigs, all right? That's the name of their division. It's a special operation forces designated for the Amazonian jungle, okay? So Brazilian military ration coming soon. I'll be reviewing this knife. So they award you this knife after you graduate the 12-week course. So luckily for me, I have it in hand. All right, so anyway, let's go. So it looks like we have everything packaged nice. All right, very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and it looks like something might be open in here. I do see granules of sugar all over the place, but if it's just a sugar that's open, not the end of the world, right? And then we have 4, it looks like 4 is the accessory packet. All right, and that's what it's looking like. So I would say this is the newest iteration of the Mongolian military rations. And we do have like a nice menu board that we just see everything up front. All right, and we have the pictures and the description along the side of everything. But everything is, oh wow, we have an English guy, so that's amazing. Let's see what we have here. We have liver pate, ready meal with rice. Everything's written terribly. Rice is spelled R-E-I-S. Ready meal with rice. Ready meal with veggies. Ready meal with brown rice. R-E-I-S. What else? Sausage preserve. Some kind of biscuits, butter, cream, sugar, etc., etc. I'm gonna put this to the side just in case I don't know what something is. I'll turn to that for verification. All right, so this is number 4. I'm just starting with this one because I know it's the accessory packet. So let's see about their accessories. We have it wrapped in a nice little plastic. All right. It has a little tape down. That's pretty interesting. I do think a Ziploc would make more sense, but nonetheless, at least this one closes and has a lot of character to it. Okay, so this is our toilet paper. Very standard, but no complaints at all. We got 2 long, relatively long pieces. So yeah, if you need this, it's vital. So always nice to have. I'm gonna stick this to the side to one of my bug out bags or something like that. All right, then we have something here. I have no clue what that could be. We have their fuel and their stove and their little accessory packet with 2 different colored utensils. Very interesting, all right? So it's like haphazard, you know? Take a look at that, all right? So lots of character. That's why I love this menu in particular, or this country's ration. It's very like quirky, one of a kind, very intriguing. Lots of character, as you can see. You know, very flimsy, but it is what it is. For some reason, there's like a soft spot in my heart for Mongolia, and it's like, instead of me saying something negative, because this is very low quality, it's like endearing to me for some reason. I have no dog in the fight. I knew a Mongolian girl a long time ago, but we weren't friends for a long time or anything like that. So I don't have any dog in the fight. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think of the food. Anyway, we have a regular schmegular toothpick. Okay, gonna set that aside. We have 1 water purification tablet, which is kind of little, you know, and it's done the same way the Russians do theirs. It's cut by hand. I don't know if it's like a off spin of this you know, one of the Russian brands. Who knows? Because that looks eerily similar the way it's cut. Same thing with this. All right, there are many Russian, made in Russia fuel tabs that look just like this. It's basically the same. And I can't read Cyrillic, but it says where it's manufactured. So let me know in the comments if that indeed is somewhere in Russia or if I'm wrong. But yeah. All right, so, and then there's also napkins. They look very European. And, you know, as far as the little print, okay, it just has that European look. But yeah, obviously this is Mongolian, but it has like that ethnic look with a nice design. All right, they're not I'd say quality is medium, okay? Not the biggest and thickest, but decent enough. All right, told you guys I'm very particular. I am reviewing, so I might as well bring in some of my critiques. Guys, this is cool. We have a candle. So we will be having a candlelight dinner right now, an emergency candle. And I've never seen this in Rations, and I think that's super cool. Once again, I'm happy to have freaking opened this one, because I was thinking about, should I do the Brazilian ration? Should I do this or that? I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood for this. This is what I'm in the mood for. All right, some of this Mongolian love. And maybe I should just do it right on the plastic. I don't know. Let's light it up. And it's on both ends. You could burn it, which is very interesting. We'll just leave that right there just for now. Let it rock and do its thing, all right? Light a candle for my Mongolian brothers and sisters over there, all right? So let's fire it up with menu, or yeah, I guess this is breakfast, lunch, and dinner maybe? I don't know, but we will find out. All right. So gonna open this one up. Oh, what a sick knife. Look at the little blood groove we got here. I love that upswept look, kind of like a, what do they call that? Like a hawkbill kind of blade almost. I love this. Really, really nice camp knife. This reminds me of something you would cut, like pork or something, or, you know, an animal, butcher an animal on a table. All right, let's see what we have here. First one up, sea buckthorn juice. Very exotic, not common here in America, at least not to my knowledge. Okay, this is very like ethnic, I would say. It's tart and sweet, and I can't wait to have some. Not too sweet, but nice and tart. We have 2 packets of these. Basically, they're like butter cookies. Okay, not as sweet, but very, very close and similar to butter cookies. They even look like them. So you see with the nice Euro design kind of deal. Then we have some kind of, okay, this is their, looks like their vegetable rice. I'm about to heat that up right now. Then we have a pate. And I wish I had bread, but I will be having it with these sweet ones, even though realistically, they probably get bread on the side. And we have their king tea, which is their salty milk tea, which I absolutely love this tea. Okay, it just feels more satisfying for me to drink something like this, because it just being that it's thicker consistency, feels like it'll fill me up more. It's more savory. And I'm not a tea drinker, all right? This looks like a sugar packet. We have a plum jam that opened up on us. So not the best as far as, you know, the way it's closed. So that's kind of cheap. And this is the first time I've seen this in a Mongolian ration. So like I said, this is like their newest one. So I'm really excited, and I feel privileged to be able to eat this. Then we have a buttercream, also look, it opened up. So if you're watching Mongolia, you guys need to change the packaging, put it in a squeeze pack. All right, look. So you see how easy that opened? All right, but luckily for me, it looks like the butter is still good. Check that out. So we have butter and plum jam. I'm gonna put that on top of the little crackers. Maybe today I'm gonna practice some class, all right, for once, and some civility. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna eat these one by one. I'm gonna gun them down first, second, and third. So let's go to number 1. So I'm gonna fire this up. I have no gas. There we go. Beautiful. We have a baby fire. And then the way I'm gonna heat this up is probably just right on to it. Why not? I'll just lower it a bit. And just do it direct, okay? So they want you to use their little stove like this, but why don't we just try to expedite everything, all right? We're gonna set this to the side. It's already starting to sizzle. That is a lot of heat that's a lot of heat for something so little. Try to lower it. Hopefully it's still lit. Yeah, it's still lit. See, I don't want the bottom part to burn, but I do want to expedite the experience. So, all right, while that cooks, let's pull out some of these foods. Not to mention the candy. I did get like some strawberry candy. All right, so first let's do let's do the tea. Now, I'm assuming the soldiers, they get canteens, you know, like a military cup where they would probably put this in. I don't know, I'm guessing. Let me know in the comments to tell me what kind of cook set or canteen set the Mongolian soldiers are issued. I'd love to know. All right, so that is the tea with milk, with like a salty milk. And I have hot water on deck. Not too much, okay? Want to keep it nice and thick. We got this lovely, beautiful candle here. And man, I wish freaking more rations came with candles like that. It's just a cool experience. Little candlelight dinner, all right? With some Mongolian tea. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like toasted milk. Like if you were, you know, like if you hit like styrofoam. You know how you have like creme brulee and you hit it with a blowtorch and it has like that toasted vanilla smell? That's exactly what this smells. Absolutely wonderful. Oh yeah. So nice, so savory. The salt brings out like, that savoriness like no tea does, in my opinion. Almost like you're drinking a vanilla, salty kind of hot chocolate or something. It was so hard to explain, but 10 out of 10 would change absolutely nothing about this. And I don't want to burn this, so what I'm going to do is take it off. All right, and I'm going to stir it maybe a little bit and then put it back. Because I do smell kind of like a little burn, which makes sense because this is super hot. Okay, so that we got like this veggie rice going here. Oh yeah, that's really dense. Let me mix that up a bit. You know what, I'm just gonna put it right here in the frying pan, guys, just so there's more room for this, so it's not as dense, because obviously it could be done, but I want it done right so it tastes real good. Look, luckily for me, I didn't burn anything. Beautiful. Wow, this smells so nice. Kind of reminds me of like the Indonesian rice that I recently had. And there's a lot of fat on the bottom here. All right, so it's looking very like rich. You know, it's not just plain rice. It's got like some kind of meat and grease to it to give it that much more of a savory experience. All right, let's just put that out. Sounds like I did. That always scares me. Oh yeah. Bear with me, guys. I had it too low, that's why. Really, this is meant for something else. This is meant for like an upright pot for boiling water. So yeah, that's not gonna work. See, that's meant for, I don't have it around here, but I got another stove that I'm gonna pull out. Sorry guys, you live and you learn though. See, we won't have that issue with this one. Now I know this one, I'm just gonna use to boil water. That's it. Well, I'm glad I tried here. All right, while that sizzles, we will move on to check out some of this. First, we're gonna try some of this butter, some of this plum, some of this pate. Let's go. Gonna eat it alongside this beautiful tea. All right, so first the butter cookies. Real nice. Wouldn't change anything about them. They do taste more like dessert cookies though. They're sweet and salty, but they're more on the sweet side. All right, literally almost like a butter cookie. Let's see about this butter. on a cookie. All right, with some beautiful pate. Because pate, you usually, look at that, I pulled the tab right off. Ooh, I could tell this pate is nice already. Well, no, maybe I spoke too soon. It looks really dark. Take a look at this pate. I'm gonna let it all out right here. That way we see the entire consistency. So it is very fat. It looks like it has like, almost like little butter pieces on it. You see the white? Look at that. That's the fat. Let me try it straight up first. Just like this. Oh yeah. Really like dense and hearty and very minerally in flavor. All right, so really intense, not like the typical pate that I'm used to, that I enjoy, which is like more of a, they add dairy to it and make it taste like more aerated and fluffy. No, this is more like hardcore pate. But the thing about it, it tastes of high quality, okay? It has a nice even consistency, even though it's not like the prettiest in colors. It's not like nice and pink. It's got like that meaty look to it, but it's just all around consistent, okay? So it looks of higher quality. As I fumble around, this is with the butter. This is gonna be about done, guys. We don't want to wait forever. All right, I'm just gonna put it on the same plate because this is meal number 1. And as a soldier, you're not gonna have all these plates out, so I don't feel bad for just consolidating everything on one plate. I wonder, oh, this is probably gonna be a lot better with butter on it. Right. So I definitely messed up the pan, look at that. So a lot of scraping left for me, which I hate, but this comes with the territory. I should have used like some fat. And let's see how it is with this rich butter. Because I had some of the butter with this. This is probably more the real way to do it. I should have put it in the pan, but I will know for the future. I will definitely be ordering more of this ration. Because like I said, it just has packed full of character. Guys, let me know in the comments what the butter is probably like most likely intended for. Is it to have with this like rice, or is it just to put on the cracker by itself with the pate? Let me know. Let's try some of this rice. It tastes so hearty. Okay, there's no kind of like liveliness and brightness to it. It tastes like straight up meat, a greasy meat with rice, okay, like a fried rice, very heavy. Doesn't taste like, you don't taste any veggies or anything. This is strictly business. All right, like almost on the dank side. Very curious to know what type of rice that is. Or what meat is with the rice, rather. All right, we're gonna have it with some of this pate now, some of this rice with butter. Oh yeah, that's the move. It's crazy. It's like the liver pate gives it so much more flavor because it's very minerally and like rich, almost like has that coppery taste to it. So this is all relatively like an earthy flavor. Perfect for like a cold day on the tundra. So yeah, I don't know about these crackers. Should they be eaten together with this? Are they eaten like this? I don't know. I wonder if the bread is separate. So quirky, one of a kind. And I'll be honest, I don't know if this would be popular to soldiers from the, Western countries. Like, I don't mean to jump to conclusions or anything, but I don't think this would be popular amongst American soldiers at all. Reason being, this is unlike anything that we eat. Me, I'm a little bit different. I grew up in a European household, so we always tried funky stuff. We've always had like all types of smoked fish with the head still on, that type of stuff. Growing up, pig's feet. So liver pate is nothing for me. Not really common American food. So that's why I say that. And this is definitely more exotic. As far as this jelly, it's not bad at all because it's the brightest thing on this whole menu. Menu number 1. Yeah, there's tartness and sweetness to it, and so it's lighter, so it like definitely livens everything else up. Everything else is like really heavy and greasy. Like a winter type of food, as opposed to the plum jelly, which is a little on the tart side. Yeah, so like I said, the pate, not my favorite type of pate, but you could see it's still good quality. It's just not made for the faint of heart. It's not westernized with milk and creaminess and smoothness. No, not at all. This is like almost a medieval style. That's the best way I could put it. Genghis Khan style. Warrior. Nothing delicate about this. Not like a French pate. That's for sure. All right, this is just the meal number 1. We're gonna jump ahead to number 2. And of course, everything back to back to back. Let me finish this whole tea, all right? Let's see what it tastes like on the bottom. That whole mix is there. Really, really nice. Wouldn't change anything about that tea. And so has so much character to it, At the end of the day, it's freaking salty milk, so that alone is weird. So I do love it. All right, we do have a Mentos. All right, let me set that aside, clean up tidy a little bit, which is hard to do. Let's see about this sea buckhorn juice. What are we, about halfway there mark on the candle? Nonetheless, what a lovely touch. Candlelight dinner. Somewhere in a foxhole, the candle makes a whole lot of sense. So I actually have had to survive for like 3 days here in Florida just by candlelight. During the hurricanes, we had no power in the area, and the candles, game changer. It makes everything so much more nicer. It actually was awesome because I was prepared for it. I had candles ready, and I knew stuff like that was bound to happen shortly, because I was watching all like the weather channels and stuff like that, and I was ready, just hanging out with candles. All right, sea buckhorn, buckthorn. So different, so quirky, so one of a kind. Okay, as you saw, it was a syrup so it mixes so easily with this water, but it doesn't taste thick and syrupy whatsoever. It has just a pinch of sweetness to it. And it almost has like a mix of sourness and a slightest touch of bitterness, but not bitter in a bad way. Almost like a grapefruit kind of deal. Really hard to explain, but so nice compared to the food that I ate. It just cuts it all down. It's like a degreaser. It's perfect for the food. So good balance. Real nice. If you're a person that stockpiles MREs, I do suggest trying stuff from other countries. I feel like the food tastes a million times better. I don't know if you could palate, exotic foods like that. Let's see about this Mentos gum. It's real nice. It tastes like eucalyptus, like orange, citrus, and a little like menthol or like a eucalyptus or something like that. Really nice. Definitely also different than everything that we're used to, because they don't usually sell this in America. Mentos is either a mint or candy, but not like candy mint, which is what this is. Really cool. I'm gonna see about this little candy. This looks like, I forget what they call those fruits. Let me know in the comments. But the paper is not stuck to it nice. All right, so they use kind of it looks like two different materials. All right, classy, Mongolia, classy, really nice. All right, has like that ethnic look, but the new school wrapper, two different kind of textures, so it doesn't stick. So smart, really nice, Mongolia. Very proud of them. Candy, sweet, has that like little syrup inside, has a crunch when you bite it. Wouldn't change anything about it. Wonderful. All right, we're done with meal number 1. We're off to meal number 2. It looks like something broken here. We have what looks like freaking straight up dirt, like as if this fell into the dirt. We have another sea buckhorn, so I'll be saving this for later. I don't need another sea buckhorn, just because I had one. We have 2 more of these crackers, so we have 3 already. Nice. This is what opened up, okay? I believe this is it. It's coffee. It's instant coffee. I'm gonna double check, all right? We have another King tea. Awesome. I'm gonna stockpile this for myself to have with other foods. All right, it looks like we have some kind of ham this time around. We have another beautiful Mentos, the same one, the orange one. We have another beautiful candy. And we have a different meal here. And then we have a sugar. So in this one, we have the buckhorn juice, we have that King tea, and it looks like we have this is black pepper, guys. All right. Glad I tried this. Black pepper and white sugar. So I'm assuming the black pepper goes with this. All right, so let's go straight to heating it up. Should I do it in here? Maybe I could just do it direct. Let me see if I could start it. Yep, I started it just a little bit and fire that up. Meal number 2, let's go. Super quick, I love it. All right, let's open this up. And let's see about, wow, they gave us a lot of pepper. Let's see what's in this can right here. And so with this can, we're just gonna keep on eating it with these sweet, that's the only one thing, is a lot of these sweet biscuits, which is basically like sugar cookies. So they're not, the way my palate is used to eating meats and savory food, you don't eat it with sweet pastries, but maybe it's just a cultural difference. So we're just gonna eat it how they give it. Oh, check it out. So this is a canned ham. lay it all out. Very straightforward. I want you guys to see everything. Look, we got a lot of fat here. Maybe I should put the fat in there. It smells like I got some burn already. So I don't want the bottom part of the food to burn, because obviously this burns a lot hotter than this would, okay? So let me put some more fat in here. Why not? But it looks like there's already plenty of fat in here. Plenty. Take a look. All right. Maybe if I just lower it. There we go. Just a little. All right, and now let's see about this little ham we got going on. Gonna slice it up. And here we go. Basically just tastes like a Spam. Not as industrial tasting, okay? But nonetheless, this was a liquid before it was canned. That's what it looks like, at least, you know what I mean? Up close, take a look. Let's go. Real nice. Okay, as you can see, enough fat, little bits of fat in there for added calories and satiety and that rich flavor. I mean, even though this tastes like a Spam, it's almost like as if some organic company made Spam. You know what I mean? It just doesn't taste like something that came out of a can per se. Something about it just tastes less industrial. And again, I'd probably prefer this on a salty cracker, not like a sweet one. Let me try it straight out. Basically like a Spam. Has a little better texture than typical Spam. Has a little more chew than normal Spam does. Ooh. Definitely should take this out of the can. It's probably burning on the bottom. And we don't want that. Oh yeah, just before it started to burn, look how close. It was just there basically. So luckily I pulled it out in the nick of time. Oh yeah, this is big old pieces of buckwheat. And there's meat in there. Looks very beefy up in here. So this is another hearty, manly meal, okay? What I mean by manly, like no veggies, no colors. All right, this is like carnivore, meathead kind of stuff I like, okay? This is what you eat before you go to war type of food, if we're being honest, you know? This is nothing. I couldn't say it's like the prettiest, well-balanced, like French kind of meal. No, this is like Genghis Khan and his freaking warriors on horseback, you know, nomadic style, just eating in the tundra somewhere, super rough, okay? It's very heavy and I love the quality of the food. Doesn't taste industrial. Yeah, not bad. We still have candlelight. Nice to see that it seems like I'll have enough candle for the entire meal. Now they did give us lots of pepper, so we're dumping all that pepper up in here. And just let it heat up a little more. Why not? Just gonna do all the pepper. Why would they have given so freaking much? That's the most pepper I've ever seen in any ration. but some foods are meant to be eaten with a lot of pepper. In particular, I know kapusta, which is Polish cabbage that's been baked, or boiled, whatever, for hours and hours. That it also has pieces of meat inside and it's really well rendered. It's really good with lots of pepper. So I'm thinking that this might be similar to that. Oh, that's a lot of pepper though. We'll see. Look at that. Okay, almost gonna be ready with that one. And we're doing good on time. We got one more. So let's just eat this one before we move on. So yeah, I must say, I'm absolutely enjoying every bite of this food. I like the exotic aspect of it. It's so different than any other typical MREs. And like I said earlier, because there's people that stockpile or collect rations and they have like nothing but US rations. And I guess the biggest appeal for the US rations is they're the cheapest in America. You know what I mean? Because they're probably under 20 bucks, where, like I said, this was $150. So yeah, doesn't make the most sense, but treat yourself once in a while. That's how I look at it. Great, we're just gonna get into this, because how much longer can we possibly wait, right? All right, so this is everything. I never had it with that much pepper. And luckily this one is not burnt. All right. So let's see about this, all right? Take a look. Looks really hearty, really exotic. And I love how the buckwheat opened up on us. They're like big old, almost like this might be a barley or something. I'm not familiar with all the different, grains out there, to be honest, because I don't eat grains like that often. Wow. So different. Of course, you get a lot of that pepper, but everything else is so just greasy and savory. It just makes it taste a little bit like on the spicy side. Almost if you put in hot sauce, It gives it some spice, but it's not overwhelming. Really nice. So yeah, definitely this one is completely different than the previous with the rice. This one tastes like fluffier. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but in each individual, if that's pearl barley, it's just like more aerated, okay? So it's like fluffier. So it's a different experience. When you bite into it, it's more savory because there's more to like chomp into, okay? Really nice. And you do taste a lot of that beef. Almost has like a smoky flavor. I don't know if that's like from the toasted black pepper, maybe. Could be. Wow. This is different than anything. This is perfect for me for today since I trained legs, so we have lots of carbs and lots of fat and protein in there as well. Real good. I don't think I've ever had any barley like this before. I mean, this is like very one of a kind. Even hard to explain because it's just like, it looks like almost similar to ground beef, but it doesn't look ground. It just looks finely minced. As you can see, that's just one piece. So it just looks like chopped very finely as opposed to ground. And with that, I'm guessing that's barley because they're just like these pearls, almost like pearls, So that's what I'm thinking. It's pearl barley, and they're like they're like saturated because they're like fluffy, you know what I mean? So yeah, very one of a kind. And like I said, it doesn't go really well with this. This I would just enjoy alongside my savory salty milk tea. All right, this would kind of be like my nightcap or like my snack or something like that. But I would just have this alongside this huckleberry or sea buckthorn juice. All right, because it just goes so perfect with something like this that's peppery and hearty and heavy and greasy. It's not really oily and greasy, no, but it has, you could tell it has, you know, fat in there. That's more what I meant. And this is really nice because it's not sweet, so it's not, you're not washing it down with like, you're not substituting heavy for like syrupy. No, you're washing it all down. It's almost like a degreaser. And it dissolves so quick since it's, you know, a little baby syrup packet. Wash all that pepper down so lovely. So it goes very well together. Well, there we go. That's meal number 2. For you guys that have been watching till this, for this length, I appreciate you guys being hardcore and sticking it out. We still got one more. All right, this looks like it's gonna be a freaking long episode, but this candle is still roaring. That's awesome. All right, so we got our third sea buckthorn. So apparently they love their sea buckthorn. Ooh, we got a aerated dark chocolate. You see that? That's very European with the air bubbles in it. This is not very common in America. They do have this style of chocolate where it's like these bubbles of air, but not crazy common. As opposed when I go abroad to Europe and I see it all the time everywhere. So yeah, just different. All right, so more of these. So we have a lot of these, all right, that I'm gonna save. We have another king tea. Now this one looks a little bit different. Ooh, I wonder. No, even the writing looks different, so I'm gonna give this one a try, the orange one. Guys, let me know in the comments what's the difference, but let's find out. And then this is their main. So that was breakfast, lunch, and I guess this is our dinner with a little chocolate bar at the end. And we dropped the sugar, which is what opened all the sugar granules. That was a package of sugar, which I guess you could put in the tea. But I don't know why you'd want to. Maybe I should try it with sugar. I just don't want to ruin it. I don't usually drink like sweet hot beverages like that. So let's see if this one tastes any different. Smells and looks the same. All right, and this one, I guess maybe it's, who knows? I'm gonna open it up right now and go to heating it up. I'm gonna reuse this, just wipe it down. This one I'm gonna go straight into the pot. Another. Now this one might, so the first one was rice, the second one was pearl barley, and this might be buckwheat. Who knows? Or this is pearl barley. I don't know, take a look, guys. That's what it's looking like up close. And then fire it up. So I've been eating lots of grains. That's for sure. Break it up a little bit. We do have butter here and strawberry jam. So I don't know if I should have, yeah, I'm gonna have the butter and strawberry jam together. Because I thought about putting it in here, but All right, let's see about this tea. Is it any different? I don't wanna contaminate the tea. Guess it don't matter. All right, let's see about this. This is that different wrapper. That's this one. It does taste richer, almost like there's cheese in it. It's good. I'd love to know. I think this one's like more of a richer, cheesier one. I don't know, I can't pinpoint it, but it almost tastes like melted butter in there or something, you know, like has more of a creamy richness, but very similar to the previous ones. Yeah, it almost tastes a little more cheesy or something. I don't know if you guys know the difference. Let me know in the comments. All right, so we have our butter. Always nice to have some butter. It's not very common to find in rations straight up butter. So that's pretty one of a kind, I would say. Butter on a butter cracker. Doesn't taste salty, just straight up butter, and it's nice. I like that it's probably margarine, because you saw how it spreads so easily. So obviously margarine is not the healthiest. Now this strawberry, it looks decent, has the little seeds in it, but I already taste it, and it doesn't taste rich and sweet. Almost tastes too natural, you know what I mean? Like sugar-free. I'm sure it's not sugar-free, but it's not what I'm typically used to. Yep, very light. It looks like we're out of gas. Yep, we're out of gas. I have more gas right here. Yeah, because definitely you have to heat this up just a little more. Oh, that's smart. Pick it up by the freaking pan. Just I have so much going on at once. Sometimes you lose track of what you're doing. So what I have to say, this jelly, I like the previous one a little bit more. It tasted a little bit sweeter. This one's not so sweet, but I don't really have any dramatic complaints about it. Let's see about this chocolate before we wait on that. And I'll be honest with you, that's the one drawback I have with this Mongolian ration, is that it's all very similar. You know, lots of carbs, lots of these. We got, looks like buckwheat, we got a rice, and then we got a pearl barley. So yeah, but it's very like nomadic type of foods. It makes sense. I could see how culturally it makes sense. But it'd be nice if it was 3 completely different meals that don't resemble one another. But we have what we have. All right, let's see about this chocolate. Let's see the snap. Pretty decent. That's what it's looking like. Real nice. You see, it's a dark chocolate, but it tastes really smooth. This is like the smoothest tasting dark chocolate. I never liked dark chocolate, and this one I do like. I wouldn't change anything about it. This is probably the best tasting dark chocolate that I've had. Maybe it's because those little air balls kind of like help the experience. Really nice though. All right, that's it, guys. That's a lot of cooking in this episode, so appreciate guys for practicing your patience. It is what it is. Look at that. So yeah, that's the drawback, is we have basically 3 grains mixed with meat. All right. The good part about it is none of it tastes like chemicals. I know this won't. And it doesn't taste industrial. Just tastes very like ethnic. Oh yeah, this is the buckwheat, I think. We have a part here that's fatty, almost like tendon or whatever. Usually lots of flavor. Nice and chewy and rendered. But nonetheless, it's all 3 of these had more of an overwhelming taste in the grain than the actual meat. And the meat is just there for additional flavor and fats and calories, but it's not super substantial amount of meat. You know, also looks minced, not ground. I honestly couldn't say which one I like the best. They're all very similar. They're all hearty, they're all filling. From a 1 to a 10, I give this a 6.5. I give all of them equal 6.5s. They're good, but they're nothing to write home about. Okay, that's the biggest takeaway I have. They don't taste industrial. They don't taste canned. They taste better than any United States ration, I would say, just because the U.S. rations, although they're diverse and have lots of different foods, they all taste like straight up chemicals. Okay, this does not. If that's important to you, then take that for what it's worth. For me, yeah, I don't appreciate foods that taste like chemicals. I don't care if it's healthy or not healthy. I'm worried about the taste, and I want my food to taste like something that was made in the kitchen, not in like some industrial plant by machinery. But yeah, I guess I could say I'm full. Chocolate, real good. Candy, real good. They did the beautiful wrapper the way it should be. Lots of countries should take notes. That's how you package your candy. If you live in a country where the paper wrapper sticks to the candy, you need to send them a letter with this inside. Maybe they didn't get the memo, because that's how it's done. All right. The Mentos, also nice touch. I love it. The beverages, really cool. Guys, if you stayed around for this long, thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Wow, we still have the candle running. Till next time, signing off.